By the time this goes up, it'll probably be the new day. But as of recording this, I'm chilling, waiting on Genshin to come back up. The servers are down, so I've been chilling, playing some Wuthering Waves, and, just having a normal day. And came across some pretty interesting Wuthering Waves news. Very, very good news. So, apparently over in China, they're having what's called Chinajoy. 10 out of 10, super original name, yeah. But apparently, Wuthering Waves is being showcased there on PS5. And that is huge news for Wuthering Waves. I'm ecstatic to hear that. You see, for me, I do a dual setup. It's like PC and console. I have Honkai Star Rail or other games on my TV with my PS5. And then, I play other games on my PC, whether it's Genshin or League of Legends or whatever. Or if I'm playing a game on my PS5, then obviously I have the others on my PC. So I just kind of do a dual setup, and I kind of swivel back and forth and all that. I'll pause a game on my TV, turn over to my computer, and then back and forth. And that's just kind of how I play games. I always have two games open at once. Like, I legit never don't have two games open at once. I'm looking over right now at my TV, and Acheron is looking at her phone in the pause menu on HSR. So, yeah. She's been that way for like 2 hours or something. I probably should unpause the game, because I think my PS5 is set to shut down after 4 hours of inactivity, and it's probably been about 3. I probably need to unpause it and use some Trailblaze points or something. Anyway, the point is, though, I can sit here and swivel in my seat and just seamlessly move from one game to another. It's really sick. I love this setup. And soon Wuthering Waves is going to be a part of that, but not just tied to my PC. It's going to be on PS5. That's amazing. There's reasons I like playing on my PS5, most notably because my TV is larger than my PC screen, so any game played on it just looks 10 times more grand. But also, consoles tend to have fewer hiccups and run smoother. And they're literally made for gaming. That's their entire purpose. PCs, though, while they can run games, they aren't necessarily solely made for gaming. And that's why you get bugs and system errors and all kinds of stuff when you're playing on PC. That's why it can get so messy. In my experience, there's just more errors, and things just are a little bit more sloppy on PC, which doesn't mean that, it's not the same for consoles either. I mean, I definitely have played console games that are buggy messes, but a stable build on a console version of a game just tends to be more stable and stay stable. And with Wuthering Waves, I feel like that's going to be a massive game changer. Look, there's no denying when the game launched, there were errors galore. There were crashes, bugs. Hey, it almost frustrated me into giving up. But I enjoyed it just enough to keep going with the limited play that I could get in before more errors showing up. Well, today, more than a month out, things are better. I can more consistently launch the game. I mean, that's the first step, just being able to launch a game. That's kind of crazy. But it still has some errors every now and then. And the launch of the 1.1 patch was the worst. I could barely get into the game. It was freaking insane. But it was especially frustrating when I wanted to make my video on Wuthering Waves kit designs. This wasn't just a me problem either. Plenty of players expressed technical issues. I mean, that's what the game was kind of known for when it first came out. But I've always held that if Kuro Games is hungry enough for an audience, they'll work it out. Okay? I mean, they'll do it. In fact, in my kind of flash rant video I did about Wuthering Waves, titled Wuthering Waves Overall Thoughts, Is It a Valid Game? I kind of said as much towards the end. I'll just play here what I said. I was speaking into a headset in that video too, so my voice sounds pretty weird. Almost like it's not even me, but this is in fact me. One open world, you've played them all, right? Like, but the technical issues, they definitely do get a C- or a D. It's not, I don't know about a D. You know, for some people, it's an F. I'm sure. It depends on what technical issue you're having. If you can't get into the game, that's an F. I get it. But, for some people, it's an S. Some people having head trouble. So just give them time to iron it out so that everybody can at least have like an A experience. But I know that sucks. People want it to work off the bat. I mean, and understandably so, because they're the ones that decided to release the game, right? But again, the population is so big that there's probably things they could not see until it was released to the population. So keep that in mind. Try to be a little understanding on that part. And yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on this game. So, and yeah, I fully believe in that. The game started pretty good for me and got worse. I ended up as one of those people given the technical issues and F rating, but I had hope. I can't speak for everyone, but for me, the console version will be the lifesaver. And I can only imagine it's going to look great. This is a real game changer for Kuro too, because frankly, there's a lot of console purists out there. At least over here in the West, you know. Others simply don't have great PCs, but consoles are pretty common. People are going to get into the game that otherwise never would have or could have, and that's fantastic. And some people who wrote the game off due to the PC and phone issues might come back if it runs well on PS5, which again, I fully expect it to. I'll even say it better, because should it launch in a terrible state on PS5, that's going to be the final draw for many people. And understandably so. I mean, Kuro would be absolutely deserving of the L for releasing a console version that doesn't work. But I just don't think that will happen. This is going to significantly increase their reach. Simply having a console version is enticing for many players. I mean, right on my own PS5, I have Zenless Zone Zero downloaded. For some stupid reason, the PC download on launch night just kept screwing up on my PC. I never figured it out, and I stopped caring. I just downloaded it on my PS5. Haven't tried the PC download ever since launch night either. I mean, I am now since it's on my mind, but you know, still. Now, I've yet to play it even on my PS5. I wanted to capture my first moments for a video, which is way easier to do on a PC. Although it's not impossible on PS5, I mean, you could do it, but every day I turn on my PS5, Zenless Zone Zero is sitting there looking at me, and I feel like any time now I'm going to just give in and say screw the first time video, you know? I'm just gonna play the game. I'm just gonna play it on my PS5. So, hopefully this current PC download attempt works, because if it doesn't, then that's it. I'm just gonna play it on PS5. By the way, the download did fail again. Freaking insane, Hoyoverse. But Kuro, though, is now going to be able to reap similar benefits. More options and methods of play is just never a negative. Literally never. Like, it can only serve to benefit. And anyone having issues will have another possible way to play that may be more stable. Which maybe affects global audiences more. I mean, don't quote me on that, I'm not saying that for sure, but as can be seen from the revenue charts, you know, global is a big deal for Kuro games. Like, global is throwing dollars at those guys, so, yeah, it's important. It's important, you know, global is a big deal for Kuro games. I mean, it's a big deal always, but we're a pretty significant portion of their money. So, The better it is for us, the more methods we can play the game, absolutely the better. Anyway, I'm honestly super excited for this. No idea when the PS5 version will come out, but it seems like it's slated to be pretty soon. Like, I don't know, we'll have to wait and see for the official announcements. If they're doing all this just to say something like it's coming in spring 2025 or something, I'll lose my mind. I think it's pretty close personally. That's just speculation, nobody quote me on it, but I think Kuro Games may know the urgency to get something out there. Every day without a console version is potential players lost. And that ain't good. And the only thing I believe must be done, no matter what, at all costs, is 1,003%, dude. Like, at all costs, is a cross save between consoles and the other versions. If they released a PS5 version with no cross save, the fans will lose their freaking minds. And yeah, I'm one of them. That cannot be the case. Not when players already have time and money invested in non-console accounts. Talking about Wuthering Waves, you'll see people wuthering waving bye-bye. It M-U-S-T, capital M-U-S-T, must happen. I cannot stress that enough. I can't imagine they'd make a blunder that bad though. I really hope not. As for me though, this is going to make my setup a little more difficult. I've always liked swiveling back and forth from my PC to console in my seat, seamlessly, but I've only ever been able to do it with 2 games at once. And that's fine because Wuthering Waves has only been on PC for me. But knowing that it's coming on console, now it's going to be competing with Honkai Star Rail and the other games on my PS5 that I keep paused and swivel over to when I take a break from my PC. But I really want to play Wuthering Waves on PS5. I really don't know what to do about that situation. Unless I get a second TV and PS5.